Today's saint never saw it coming. Ambrose was a politician, a catechumen, not yet baptized, when he went to an assembly meeting and heard someone cry out, "Ambrose for bishop." And then the whole assembly picked up the chant. He was shocked. He had only come to this meeting for a political purpose, to pacify two groups, the Catholics and the Arians, who were about to pick the next Bishop of Milan. The people's will prevailed, and Ambrose was baptized, and 1 week later consecrated the Bishop of Milan on this day, December 7th, 374. I thought of this incredible turn of events in the life of a great bishop and teacher of the faith, and what many of you have been called to do. Without notice, countless parents, grandparents, and even older brothers and sisters have been asked to assume roles of teacher, coach, music instructor, IT gurus, you name it. In St. Ambrose, we see how the people saw in him the gifts and disposition they wanted in their shepherd. And in Ambrose's response, we have an example of hearing the call of God for something both unexpected and unimaginable. We see that Ambrose put aside his worldly goods and power for God and the church. What so many of you are doing in serving your families during this pandemic is following St. Ambrose's example as you serve the educational and physical needs, sometimes of multiple generations in your families. And yet, in all this goodness and love, it can become overwhelming. The answer to this challenge is found in our gospel and what St. Ambrose did too, going to Jesus. The men who carried their paralyzed friend into the presence of Jesus show us how we are to handle the ups and downs of new and greater responsibilities by each day going to Jesus and bringing our families with us. Ambrose, once he became bishop, gave his money and his property to the church. He set about an intense study of Scripture and the church fathers. He became a model of prayer, kindness, holiness for his flock. And I love this next part. His door was always open, and every day people lined up to see him. In his message, a letter written to his fellow bishops, we too can find counsel for all who are trying to serve families when St. Ambrose wrote, "You pilot your ship against the waves. Take firm hold of the rudder of faith so that the severe storms of this world cannot disturb you." My brothers and sisters, Ambrose, like each of us, had to do much of on-the-job learning. In following God, he put aside the glory of this world for the greater good of God and his people. In this time of Advent, let us take some time today. Let us take some time with our families to pray and talk about how God calls each of us to a deeper faith in him through what he's asking us to do in serving our families and our friends' needs. And tell them too about St. Ambrose, who, though surprised by what God and the people called him to do, rose to the occasion, just like each of us, with the grace of God, can do every day. May God bless you and your families this holy day as we too rise to the occasion.